Hey, good morning everybody. This is Organic Dairyman. Welcome to my channel today. Today is Tuesday, December 10th. And I hope everybody's doing good today. Hope your day is off to a good start. Or you had a good day. Yeah, I'm just heading out here to the shed. And I'm going to plug the tractors in. And it's kind of chilly willy out this morning. I don't even know what the temperature is, but I know it's cold. And it's below zero. So yeah, it's something below zero, two below -2 or something like that. So anyways, since there really isn't much else going to be going on around here today, I did have a request to do a video on some of our 2-cylinder tractors on the farm here that we have. So that's what I'm going to do as I go throughout the day here. I'm going to show you a different tractor here as the day goes on. I'm going to go milk cows, and then we'll stop along the way and I'll tell you a little bit about the tractors. Every tractor's got a story, so that's what we'll do here today. So we'll get going here with things, and well, we'll just tell you a little bit about the 2-cylinder tractors that we have and how they came to be on this farm. Okay everybody, I just got the tractors warming up out there so I can start to do the feeding chores. But while I'm letting them warm up, I'm going to talk about the first 2-cylinder, the John Deere Model A. I'm just going to do it now so that way before it gets dark out, the other sheds have lights in there. So I thought as long as it's light out, I'll quick talk to you about this tractor here. We believe this tractor here, I don't know for sure the year of it. I guess I'd have to look at the serial number and gauge what that tells me, but we think it's a 1949 John Deere A. We don't know for sure about that, and I don't know how long my dad had this tractor. I have no idea. I think my dad, I don't know when he got it. I don't know because I never got a chance to ask my dad before he passed away. It was like, what is it? It's about 26 to, well, it was 1993 when my dad passed away. So it was like, I was 13 years old. So I never did ask my dad the history of this tractor. So I don't really know when he got it, how long he had it. I don't know anything about it other than that regards. But all I know is that ever since I can remember, since I was a little kid, we've had this tractor. Since I can first remember my first memories of this tractor. So I was born in 1980, so I know we've had it. It's been around the farm since that time at least. But obviously I'm sure you guys noticed, I don't know why my dad did that. There's still the same tires in here from when I was a kid. There are 2 different tires on there. I don't know why my dad did that, and one set out further and one set in more, and I don't know why. But I was gonna try one time a long time ago to get these, one of them set out or set in, and I couldn't get it. I just gave up on it. And obviously I still have to get, I took the distributor off here and the pump, everything's fixed up. I just got to get it back on. This thing hasn't been ran since, holy sakes, I don't know, maybe 2013, 14. 2014 would be the latest. But this is the serial number. I don't know, there's so much grease on there, I can't even get it off. I don't know, I can't get it cleaned off. So let's find out. So I got to get that back on. Obviously there was somebody did this thing to it one time. They cut that out. That's a big no-no. Yes, it's easier to get the muffler on and off. Otherwise you have to take this off and then get this thing off, and that's kind of a job. But as far as being authentic, this is a no-no. Obviously, I put this alternator on here myself. I took off the generator because we had so many problems with it. So other than that, that's pretty much, you know, it was running, you know, but it was running really choppy and stuff. And so, but this is pretty much what it is. I did a little bit of this painting on here one time, a long time ago, and I used some cheap paint, and I shouldn't have. It was before I knew what I was really doing. And I got to get the carburetor back on here too yet. I got the thing off for the timing, but it will run. I don't know how much of the, even if that writing on there, I can't tell if it's even original. It probably isn't. The yeah, I can't tell. I don't think this is original. Could be, but I don't know. Maybe somebody out there would be able to tell me if that's original. I just don't think it's hard to tell. I don't think, I don't know, it might be original. That is, but yeah, so this is the, you know, the A. I know the throttle lever of course works on here, but this lever here was for the, supposed to be for the shutter things in the front. That doesn't work anymore. I don't even know if they took those out. I think they took them out. Yeah, I think they're gone. But got the Roll-O-Matic front end on here, and yep. So anyways, guys, this is the thing about the A. Like I say, I don't know when my dad got it. I do know that it's got a little tag. If I can get this on here. On here from originally where the original dealer that it came from, and it says something. I gotta take my glasses off here. GEO Hanky something and Sons, and the lot number 216. So I don't know if this is originally from the first time it was sold or when it was secondly sold. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. So I couldn't tell you. So if I can get out of here. Oh, it's been a while. So anyways, that's the John Deere A, and then I'll show you the rest of the tractors here after a while, probably when we get done with chores, but at least there's two in those shed and one out in the machine shed, and they have lights out there, so that's what we'll do. Okay, here we are out in the machine shed, and of course we just got done with the feeding a little bit ago, and obviously it's dark outside. Well, there's almost a full moon. I think tomorrow, Wednesday night is supposed to be a full moon. Wednesday, Thursday is supposed to be a full moon. I don't remember, but anyways, here is the other 2-cylinder. This one is mine if you're new to the channel. This is the one that we used it on the feeder wagon when it was warmer out, but then I had to stop using it because this front wheel bearing went out. I still have to get that fixed yet. I'm waiting on the next paycheck to do that and some warmer weather. So anyways, what is the story behind this tractor? I bought this tractor 20 years ago, actually this month, 20 years ago. So I bought this tractor over by DeSmit, South Dakota, and if anybody's familiar with Little House on the Prairie series with Lori Ingalls Wilder, well, that's the town Well, not Little House on the Prairie, but you know, just the whole Slower Ingalls Wilder series. But anyways, that's where that took place. Little House on the Prairie was over by Deere, South Dakota. They have a pageant there every year. Anyways, that's where I bought this tractor. It's about 100, what was it? A little over 100 miles away. So anyways, I've done some work to it since then. I actually done a lot of work to it. I mean, the paint job, I've done everything except the paint job, really. I put let's see, I've worked on the power steering some. I need to work on the bottom part, and that's the part I never worked on. It's got a leak. I put a 730 head on there. I've had the block, what's the word? Honed out. We've honed it out. I put new rings in there. I've had the engine up, back part of the engine apart. I put new rod bearings in, and I've actually put a different crankshaft in this thing because the other one broke. I got a 730 back end on it and a 3-point hitch. Well, and it has a 3-point hitch on it. And yeah, this is a 56 model, and it's still got the old style camshaft. Sorry about that. My camera just all of a sudden quit recording. So anyways, yeah, it has the old style camshaft in there, which is a better deal. It gets better fuel economy with the old style in there. The only problem with the old camshaft is when the tractor is about ready to kill and you pull the clutch back, the engine can run backwards. But if you keep it in there, you do have more power than putting the new camshaft, which I'll talk about on my brother's tractor. I gotta do 2 more tractors yet up another shed history. But yeah, so I bought this by Deere, South Dakota, and like I say, I've done some work to it. I got a different flywheel on here. I got an aftermarket flywheel. I had to put this on there because the flywheel cover won't fit with it. I had to cut it out. I don't know how you guys can see that. I know it's kind of dark. I brought a flashlight, so yeah, so I guess you can see that this side. But it needs a paint job. It needs to be power washed. Oh, and I redid the transmission on it. I redid some work on the transmission last 2018. I did some work on that. The pony motor runs. I got a different carburetor for it and a rebuilt carburetor, so I got to put that on there. I put new coils in there, new points and condensers in there, so hopefully that thing will run good when I get the new carburetor on there. But yeah, you can see it's it's been used a lot, but it's been a good tractor overall. It's got more. Actually, this one has got more horsepower than my brother's tractor. It's got just a little bit more horsepower than his. But so I think I pretty well explained about my tractor, because this one is mine. I bought it on my own. My brother and I didn't buy it together. But yeah, so it's a good 2-cylinder diesel. So anyways, I'll head up to the shed here and we'll show you the other tractors up there. Well, I'm up here in the other shed now, and I'm going to discuss the other 2 tractors. But first, we'll talk about my brother's tractor. This is his. He bought this himself. He actually bought this from a neighbor a few miles down the road that we didn't even know had a John Deere tractor until he told us one day. But yeah, this is a little bit newer than my brother's. It's still a 56 model, but according to the serial number, it's a little bit newer than mine. Obviously, it's a little better shape than mine. My brother's tractor, he has a 730 cylinder head on it. He's got a 730 flywheel, a 730 timing gear housing, and a 730 crankshaft, a 730 rear or back end, and it's got it's set up just like a 732 with the automatic bleed back line on here. It's got the 730 camshaft in there. So, and it's been, well, we converted it over to electric start. This is actually the pony motor here, because the pony motor needs to be overhauled, but it costs more money to overhaul this little pony motor than it does the big engine. Don't ask me why. It's because the parts are hard to get, they're rare, but it does cost more to overhaul this little pony motor. So I took that thing off. I think it was back in 2005 we did that. So we just got a 12-volt semi-star and put it on here. Obviously, the mount isn't tight on there because we had to put this brace down here. Otherwise, the starter wants to just to move a little bit, and you know, so it's not like it's hard to see back in there, but there's some deal. Let me get my little flashlight out so you guys can see here. Yeah, so that's what it looks like in here. There's a little ear because the mount, on the starter mount, you couldn't bolt it to that right without, you know, there's little ears there, and probably if we had welded it, it would have been different, but it's just hard to see in there. But that's what it looks like with, obviously, yeah. We had to make, you have to make a throttle bracket in there. I made that myself. And then too, we got to put 12-volt lights in there, and you got a 12-volt alternator on here. I forgot to mention too, in my tractor I got a 6-volt alternator. It's just the regulator. The regulator is what controls the voltage. All you got to do is swap out the regulators. You can get 6-volt regulators, but obviously if you don't know, if you don't know, my brother's tractor needs to be overhauled. It's got a blown head gasket on it. The block, we need to take the cylinder block off, and the block is the problem. The block needs to be planed down. It's got a little groove in it, wore in it, so it's not perfectly smooth, and that's what's causing the head gasket to go out. So, and it needs to be, we're probably going to take the block out and get it honed out. Not honed out, but bored out a little bit bigger. Put oversized pistons in it. So obviously we're just waiting for money to do this job. So that's pretty much about my brother's tractor. Yeah, and now everybody's wondering what the deal is with this. This is a 620. This was my uncle's tractor, and I did actually overhaul it back in 2002. And then I just put new pistons in there, had the block, but I did put new connecting rod bearings in there, but I didn't put any new main bearings in it because you couldn't get any. But anyways, what happened in 2004, the main bearing right here, this one went out, and so I just have to get one for it, and I gotta get a different crankshaft for it. And I tore it apart, and it's everything is here. It's all in pieces underneath this stuff here, and so you know, nothing's been taken away. But I wish now that I really hadn't taken it apart, because like I say, that was 2004 and this is 2019. Yeah, it's been a while. So, you know, it was running good. It just needs some money. And I don't know too, somebody, I'm not for sure if this is a 57. I don't think it is. I don't know. I can't see it from here. I'm tripping over stuff in here. But it's got a black dash on it. You know, it could be a 57 model, because the 57 models, they put the plastic steering wheel and the black dash. I know what some people did sometimes to make them. They painted the dashes black and put a plastic steering wheel. But I think this one might be, it's got to be a 57, because you could tell sometimes when the dashes have been painted over. Anyways, yeah. So, and the transmission needs a little bit of work to it too. It's seen a lot of use. My cousins used it, and they kind of really abused it. And it saw a lot of use. They ground the gears, and yeah. But it'd be a nice restoration project, but I don't have the money to do that right now. But if I get it running, that's gonna be about it. So other than that, yeah, I put a new exhaust intake manifold on it. It's got new pistons in there, but it's been sitting in here since then, so I have not moved. I'm a little skeptical. I don't know how the pistons are going to be, if they're stuck in there or not. That's the only thing I'm kind of worried about, is that they could be stuck in there since it's been so long since I've ran it. Even though it's been inside, it's not like it's a climate controlled environment in here, so I don't know. I don't know what I'm going to get into. You know, I might end up having to tear the head back off and try to pound the pistons out. I don't know. But, and we did used to have, it's kind of a hard thing to, kind of difficult to explain, but we used to have two other 2-cylinders. We used to have a John Deere 630 and a John Deere 50. After my dad died, some things kind of got shuffled around. They ended up getting sold. Actually, my first cousin, the one that helps us, he ended up getting them. And anyways, they ended up, you know, he wasn't very mechanically minded. They weren't running right. So anyways, he needed some money, and so he ended up selling them to one of my dad's first cousins. So he bought them, he fixed them up. He didn't restore them, he just fixed them up, got them running again. So he has them. So our hope is someday, well, we didn't buy them, obviously, because we didn't have the money. And we were younger when we were younger. And so my first cousin, he ended up with them. And he had them, you know, we didn't have the money. And so hopefully someday we would like to get them back someday. But, you know, they're still in the family, because like it's my dad's first cousin has them. So hopefully someday we'll get them back. Hopefully we'll have the money to buy them back from him. But he's getting up there. He's well into his 60s, so eventually someday he'll sell them again, and it would be nice to get them back again. But because I do have a lot of memories of them. But yeah, these tractors, these 2-cylinders, well, not these specific ones, but like that John Deere A, you know, stuff like that 630 and the 50, they were some of the first tractors I learned how to drive. Before I learned how to drive anything else, a 4020 or 3020, I learned how to drive a 2-cylinder. Yeah, so anyways, that's kind of the story on these things. I know, because I know some people wondering. And someday, you know, maybe I should start up a fund. I thought about doing a Patreon account or something, and we could raise some money, and maybe we could get some money and get these things fixed up again. I don't know. That's a thought, because, you know, it all boils down to money. And if I had the money, these tractors would be running right now. They would be popping away. That's what I need, is some moolah. So we'll see. Somehow we'll just have to save up the money someday and do it. But anyways, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. A series about the 2-cylinders. Oh yeah, I've got that little sign up there. Got that for Christmas one year. John Deere 730. Yeah, I still do like these tractors. These 2-cylinders are near and dear to my heart, because I grew up with them. Even though we've gotten some blue tractors on the farm, I still love these 2-cylinders yet. So they'll always be a part of the history and a part of me and this farm and everything. So yeah. But I gotta go. So please, guys, don't forget to like this video. Please don't forget to check me out on Instagram and Twitter at Organic Dairyman. And yes, I got my Twitter thing figured out, so now you'll start seeing things on Twitter. If you follow me on Twitter, you'll start to see things on there too. I might start posting some videos on there too sometime. But so, anyways, guys, have a good night. Thanks so much for watching and supporting my channel. And have a good night. Take care, and I'll catch you later.